Hey guys, welcome to Aspirant Gaming. Might be Abby's day today. Hi, sir. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. Nervous?
Ah, little sir. Yeah. So I want to make sure I do a good job. Oh, wrong character.
Good. Nervousness will help you out.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, I'd rather not be, but you know what I mean.
Once you're well prepared, you should be just fine.
Well, I hope so, sir. Busy day?
Oh. As busy as comp step ports can get.
I'll take your word for it, sir. Do you know if
Well,
the
that
RT's
sucks about...
here yet, or...
Sorry?
Do you know if the RT's here yet or not?
Oh, Lieutenant, she had to step out in a moment. She still got a couple
okay.
things to put together first.
I see.
But just a matter of time. It should be good.
Yeah, I hope so.
A little extra time. Go through your ranks a little bit further. Just, prepare yourself a little mentally.
That's the plan, sir. Yeah.
See you in a bit.
Will let me sit down? Yes, it will. Let's go through my notes again while I wait.
Happens out here anyway.
Right, I think they're ready, so...
Saw she went with you earlier, too. Coming up to you just like...
Time to swing by.
Excited for it.
Oh,
what you got?
Remote I'm working with here.
Results from her written look good. She's just got to do the oral. And,
F43.
from there, I think we'll just have to make the decision. And we've got, a couple of other applicants we've got to handle.
He's persistent, huh? I'll give him a minute. Still waiting up there? Either way.
I'm ready when you are.
From what I'm looking at, she's a good candidate. Sheriff does seem to have a particular interest in her, but we have the other applicants as well. Gone through one of your interviews. You did the other two by yourself for those.
Pretending I can't hear this.
Yep.
So far,
I could just make her a sergeant, I really could, but this is actually way more fun. I have no idea what they're
She's
planning.
the last one. The other one, I know the other one didn't pass the written.
Yeah, that Rodriguez didn't.
So, yeah, he's a good cop, but I don't think he'd make a good supervisor.
Well, supervisor, I don't make good supervisors currently. So I'm going to repeat that cycle. I mean, I resume it through quick. You got all your questions, everything set?
Think they're ready.
As good as I'm gonna be at this point.
I'll be over here. I might jump in with a question or two with a different remark, but for the most part, this will be all you.
Here we go.
Whenever you're ready, I'll just kind of be standing up here.
Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, go ahead and have a seat.
Seat? Yes, ma'am.
The old days, don't have to stand through the whole thing.
Well, I don't really mind, sir, but thank you.
Alright, so you are aware this is going to be audio and video recorded for future instances. Are you okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Welcome. This is going to be your sergeant's oral exam. For the record, please state your full name and badge number.
Abigail Taylor, Deputy, FTO rank, yes.
Perfect. To introduce myself, I am Lieutenant Bella Pierce, Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office. Chief Deputy can introduce himself.
Chief Deputy John McMullen, badge number 615.
Before we begin, do you have any questions or opening statements you would like to remark?
I'd just like to say thank you for the opportunity, sir, ma'am. I really appreciate the confidence and the time you guys are taking out to do these, so thank you. I hope I don't let you down.
We'll see.
Alrighty, let's begin. So, first question, why do you wish to become a sergeant?
At first it was because I was encouraged to apply, but on consideration, it's because I believe I can bring compassion and understanding to the duties of a supervisor within the department, and that that's something we are in need of. That human touch can always be helpful, and I believe that I can bring order to the chaos of the daily operations of the department sometimes in my own small way, and that as a person of, I believe, level head and sound judgment, I can help to make the smart calls when they're needed.
What are some of the primary duties that a sergeant must perform while on duty?
Ensuring radio traffic over the network is smooth and ordered, and that nothing is getting too out of hand. Ensuring a good spread and distribution of units throughout the patrol zones, and also making sure that if any units have questions or concerns, needs, available to answer those and help assist, and to make sure keeping an eye on call handling and duties, not also including, of course, officer-involved shooting examinations.
The next couple of questions are going to be scenario-based. Pretty much you're going to listen to the entirety of the scenario, and you will respond as if you were the sergeant. Does that understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, first scenario, you observe an officer speeding. Your radar clocks him going 58 miles an hour in a 45. How do you handle the situation?
Can I ask what kind of road it is, ma'am?
A normal road, say San Andreas Ave.
Okay, so it's pretty urban. There's good population around.
Traffic's about a medium, midday.
Okay. I'd try and find somewhere quiet to pull the officer over because, mistakes or not, people's dignity is important. I'd speak to them. I'd point out that what they're doing, and I'd find. Well, actually, no. First of all, things I would check if they're attached to a call currently. They might be going code 1 expedited. That could also be a factor. But if they're not attached to a call, I will find somewhere quiet to pull them over. I won't make it known over the net that I'm pulling over a police unit. I'll just describe the base vehicle. I'll run the stop. I'll talk to them. I'll find out what they're doing and why. And if there is no good reason, I will bring it up to their departments. And if they're my department, then I will counsel them on why this is something they should not be doing. They'll get 1 free pass from me at most, and then I'll cite them. Not a problem. And it'll be brought up to their senior command.
Okay. Next scenario. You're called to a traffic stop as a supervisor. As you arrive, you can faintly hear the officer swearing and threatening the driver of the vehicle with jail time. How would you proceed with the situation, knowing what you know?
I'll make my way to the vehicle. I'll speak to the officer and ask them to come with me, and I'll bring them back to my vehicle or somewhere out of earshot of the suspect. I'll ask them what's going on, and then I'll question them on their choice of language and use of the terminology, why they're threatening the subject with jail time, and why they're cursing. If I can't be provided with a good enough answer, I will basically counsel them to remain in my vehicle whilst I handle the rest of the stop, send the person on their way, because they don't deserve to be stuck around this long, and then I'll go back. I'll deal with the officer's behaviour in terms of correcting it, and if I don't believe it's correctable or it's not a first offence, then it'll be handled through disciplinary channels.
Same situation, the officer decides to argue with your decision.
After I've moved them away from the civilian vehicle, or during?
Yes, you've moved them away from the civilian vehicle and are talking with them, and they do not agree with the way you are handling the situation, and they are becoming irate.
I will send them 10-7, 10-42, and I will contact their senior command staff.
Okay. As a sergeant, your job may entail you sending a unit 10-7, 10-42. Do you believe you are able to do that job without any regret or remorse?
Absolutely.
Okay. The next several questions are going to be in relation to our penal code as well as our standard operating procedure. Are you prepared?
Yes, ma'am. Shit.
Okay.
I'm
In
not
your
prepared.
own words, define officer discretion.
Oh, Officer discretion is the officer's ability to, within reason, dictate whether or not a certain charge is applied in a certain circumstance within the penal code, or whether or not they should be charged full stop, or if a felony should be docked down to a misdemeanor based on circumstances, extenuating circumstances, etc. Obviously, if a victim is present and they wish charges to be filed, discretion does not necessarily apply.
Okay. Do you understand what an affirmative defense is?
Yes, affirmative defense is something that would basically mean a person has done the thing in question, but has extenuating circumstances that would mitigate their legal culpability. For example, being involuntarily intoxicated with a narcotic.
Okay.
And or
You've
self-defense.
listed one. Do you know what the other 5 of those are?
Affirmative defenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Obviously, involuntary intoxication would be one. Being coerced or forced, but that does not include things like homicide. Self-defense would be one of them. Necessity to save a life would be another one. The 5th, I'm not sure.
Okay. What are some of the items that you look for if you believe somebody is impersonating an officer?
Small details would be things like badge number or the badge being of authentic quality, uniform details, how they're wearing their duty belt, their state of... They might be wearing short sleeves during long sleeve mandated period of the year. They might be wearing the wrong combination of trousers with the wrong combination of shirt, depending on how we have our policy set up within the department. For example, a deputy would not be permitted to wear the cargo uniform trousers with their Class A shirts, etc.
Okay. If you do believe you found an officer that is impersonating... Sorry, let me try that again. You found somebody that is impersonating an officer, how do you proceed?
I'd probably request backup, regardless of what the situation is, and I would try to make sure the person is separated from any civilians possible first before basically making sure that any weapon is separated from the person, we have cover, and the person is detained before anything else goes further.
To your best knowledge, what is our mission statement?
Our mission statement, to the best of my knowledge, well, my personal interpretation, I should say, is that we exist to serve the people of the state of San Andreas and to provide them a safe and secure environment in which to live their lives without the fear of crime and risk to their lives. And it's our duty to provide that community service for them.
As a supervisor, how would you handle a use of force situation?
I would arrive and I'd find out the context of the situation. I'd find out what took place and what force was used. And if I believe it's justified, I would... obviously, there are plenty of cases where it actually is justified. It just is. And I would obviously point out why this is the case and write up that the situation was justified. If I believe it's possible that a lower force could have been used, but was not negligent regardless, I would point out, do you think, or I'd ask them, do you think you could have used any other kinds of force to resolve this situation? If they went straight to taser, whilst technically justified, I could say, have you considered using your baton? Or did you consider going hands-on with the suspect? If the situation would be, warranted. Say there's 2 officers on the scene and someone's running or tried to fight them, rather than going straight to baton, I say, did you consider going hands-on with the suspect? You had a backup officer with you. Would you consider going hands-on in the future? Whatever we can try and do to achieve the lowest use of force possible in the circumstance, and use it as a teaching moment, ma'am.
What would you do if you found a use of force situation that is unjustified?
Depending on the severity of said use of force, I would either proceed to pass it to Senior Command or CIU. If it was just a more minor issue of use of force, I would handle it with a teaching moment then and there. If it was a multiple occasion situation, we would proceed to other matters. Obviously, criminal charges should it be necessary.
you know the difference between? I'm sorry. Do you know what an OIS is, correct?
Officer involved shooting.
How would you handle a use of force situation involving an OIS of one of your lower officers?
I would arrive on scene. I would speak to all witnesses involved. I'd look at this crime scene. I would treat it exactly as I would a regular firearms involved shooting situation. I'd look at the facts, the details, any cameras possibly available, and I would determine whether or not it was a good use of force or not.
Same situation, officer involved shooting, but you're deeming it unjustified.
Was this a lethal or non-lethal shoot?
The person that was shot was declared deceased by medical personnel.
Depending on the well, either way, it would be referred to senior command staff for their review, and most likely to CIU. But it would definitely go to senior command staff regardless. I would place the officer on immediate suspension pending review of their details. I'd relieve them of their badge and their weapon and send them off duty.
Okay. As a supervisor, are you able to authorize use of a beanbag?
Yes.
Name a situation where you would authorize use of a beanbag.
A person with a edged or blunt weapon who is refusing commands and instructions, and there is existing lethal cover already on scene.
Are you required to respond to any and all supervisor requests that are made?
If available and if possible, yes. They're required to ask us if someone asks for one. We aren't necessarily required to provide one, but we should if we can.
If you're unable to provide a in-person support, are you able to handle it through a 10-1?
Yes, a separate radio channel. I can, if they have just questions, I can answer them that way.
In your own words, define reasonable force.
Reasonable force is force that a regular person or would consider reasonable in the given circumstances.
Okay. And final question. In the regards of a high-risk situation, everybody is on scene. Are you required to take scene command?
No.
During an all-call situation?
I am not. If someone has already taken scene command and they're doing a good job, I have no reason to take it over from them. I'll do what I can to support them.
If the need came down to it, would you take over scene command if you believe scene command is failing in their duties?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Chief, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I got one more question. So in terms of deploying spike strips, are you able to authorize deployment of spike strips outside of normal limitations?
Yes. If the person is presenting a lethal threat, I can justify the deployment of those outside of the circumstances, for example, cutting down the timer or avoiding other restrictions regarding it. I believe the only way we can actually change that is to avoid the timer. We cannot still deploy to throw hostages and or if it's over 100 miles an hour and or other factors like traffic. So it would be a matter of just the timer can be avoided, yes.
Is it going to be the timer avoided completely or drop down to a lower limit?
We can drop it. We can avoid it if necessary.
Okay.
Anything else, Chief?
That's all for me.
Okay. Deputy, go ahead and step out into the hall.
Oh, these chairs are very difficult for me to... Wow, this is complicated.
Final
It's
test
alright, I believe in you.
Yeah, those chairs.
Both of you, Lieutenant and Chief Deputy, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate all the time you've given me.
Absolutely. So, thoughts?
Well, I think she did considerably better in the oral review than some of her others. There's, of course, the two factors when it comes to the different forms. I brought in that spike strip question just because I noticed it's something that's been recently. You know, there's the difference between the 5-minute timer and avoiding it completely, but for the most part, she got the 100-mile-an-hour section.
We can avoid it.
Supervisors recently. I like that she emphasized RTO in her duties. That's something that we've been pushing. Clearly, she got that right from the textbook, and she's been studying up on that.
I think there's a pursuit.
Yep.
Anything
I had a
else you
feeling you were
noticed,
gonna
David?
want to ask a question, so I left my spike strip question out.
Yeah, no, I figured. Yeah, I knew that. Talking with that, I figured. Pick up on that. Yeah, I was gonna ask a couple different questions, but you hit all of them. A couple times where I was gonna jump in and clarify, but you expanded out on that script you gave me quite nicely. Impressed with that.
Not my first
Uh,
rodeo. But all in all, I'll submit everything up for sheriff review at this point.
I know the sheriff's got around this one, as do I, but I'll get in discussion with her, with a couple of the captains. We'll probably make a decision. I think we're probably going to go. That's.
Yep.
Yeah, overall, I'm happy with the interview. A couple little missteps there, but I certainly, by far, the most.
A lot better than the first one we did.
Better than the first one. And her written test scores, too. I mean, those definitely something to take into consideration. I know she's
I'd hope so.
From her recommendations, but she has excelled in a lot of other areas that our other applicants haven't. Frankly, a lot of our previous applicants have. So overall, it's for the conference goals. That written test score definitely helped her out.
Well, I know she's got my recommendation for it as compared to the other guys. I think she's got it, but I'll have to submit it for review, and we'll go from there. Once sheriff has a chance to review everybody, she makes the final decision.
My bet Kate's gonna go on funny when she sees this stuff.
States, I need all available units to head to 2.
Sorry, sir, ma'am.
Yeah.
They're calling us. All available units.
All right. Well,
Y'all should probably get your vests on.
Yep, we're doing it now. Well, we'll see you guys around. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and Abby took the exam. I think she might have passed, so Sergeant Abby, next video. Are we saying that? Oh, we're saying that. I think we're saying that. Okay, got our gear. Let's get out of here. We'll see you around. Bye!